Smackdown tonight. Tonight's episode of Smackdown wasn't good, wasn't the greatest, wasn't bad. In fact, it was just simply okay. Simple as that. So, we got Shinsuke Nakamura getting his renewed pushback as a face. Reigns and Owens official for the Royal Rumble. Bianca Belair, Bayley feud continuing. Obviously, we see the Carmella and Banks feud continuing. And then we got Natalya picking up her victory over Liv Morgan, which I thought was fucking absolutely embarrassing and fucking terrible. Please, Bruce, get Natalya and Billie Kay and Tamina off of my TV. They are fucking terrible, especially Billie Kay. You know, the Moronics, one of the members of the Iconics. Yeah, her. Folks, I got your Smackdown results. We are going to go over it all right here on my Ingram Wrestling News YouTube channel. Hit my music, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Ingram Wrestling News' very own Brendan Ingram, here with your January the 15th, 2021 Smackdown review. Yeah, I said 2020. That was my mistake. Yeah, excuse me for that one. Before we get started here, man, be sure you hit that freaking like button, hit that freaking subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and turn on that freaking bell for all notifications so you will never miss my Call of Duty content, my Dragon Ball Z Verse 2 content, and Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 content on the channel, to never miss my Ingram Wrestling News content, and also to never miss my Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and NXT reviews that go live each and every week on the channel. And also, so you'll be notified, so you get a notification on when my very first, I'm happy to announce, my very first AEW Dynamite review will be live. So, that's why I say, very important to have on those notifications. Got a couple announcements to make. Number one, I will be live streaming on Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 tomorrow, showcasing the tournament, and doing on Dragon Ball Z Verse 2 Sunday. Gonna continue helping everybody with their apparel requests. I'm gonna be releasing Dragon Ball Zetaverse 2 videos. I'm gonna be releasing 2 videos. One is gonna be on how to do Apparel Quest 2. The other one's gonna be how to do Apparel Quest 3. And also, I got an Inga Wrestling News video dropping tomorrow as well. Right after the stream on Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. You'll see what that Inga Wrestling News video is going to be about. It's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be pretty interesting news and information. It's very important. Also, my Monday Night Raw review will be live next Monday, of course. As always, the show's gonna suck. I mean, you got Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg for the Royal Rumble. That's how you know Monday Night Raw's gonna suck. Oh, man, these shows are terrible every week, man. There's no surprise there. Anyways, folks, with the announcements being said and done out the way, now let's go ahead and get to the review. So, SmackDown opens up with Jey Uso in the ring. Yes, folks, it opens up with Jey Uso. You know, Roman Reigns' right-hand man, former SmackDown Tag Team Champion. Uncle Oos. He's in the Bloodline family. Seriously. SmackDown opens up with a recap of the confrontation between Roman Reigns, Jey Uso. We also see Nakamura making Mysterio tap out. Now, Roman Reigns' cousin. Now, some of you might be questioning when Jimmy Uso coming back. I haven't got any information. Now, we see the closing moments of Pierce's body being dragged over Nakamura for the pin. Now, Heyman is explaining to Roman that the contract is the same as every other contract, but he doesn't like it because the match needs a stipulation. Now, I don't know if that sounds interesting to anybody here in the chat or what, but, kinda. Sound interesting to me. I mean, and it don't sound that interesting, though, to be honest. Let's be honest, though. Heyman offers to take the contract off of Roman's hands. And Roman gives it to him to take care of and bring to Adam Pearce. Heyman says, consider this handled. And Heyman walks off. Jey Uso comes down to the ring and grabs a mic. That's what I originally tweeted out and said that's what SmackDown kicked off with, because that's what I saw on my TV. He says how he and Roman run the show, not Adam Pearce, not Kevin Owens, or anyone else. He says that Pearce is going to find that out the hard way. Now, Oos talks about how everyone needs to be thanking Roman Reigns for everything that they have in the back, like fresh towels and catering. Uso then makes on to say that he will enter the Royal Rumble and win it, then go to Raw and challenge Drew McIntyre or Goldberg. Oh, man. I was thinking hashtag fuck Bill Goldberg. That's what I was thinking. Oh, man. That was funny, though. Seriously. Anyways, Goldberg for the Raw title, and he and Roman will run WWE together. Uso goes on to hype up Nakamura and talk about Nakamura's performance. However, when they decided that Nakamura was done with his run, he was down. He says that Nakamura should be thanking them instead of wanting to fight Uso. So Nakamura comes out to the ring and stands face to face with Uso with a mic in his hand. Nakamura makes fun of Reigns, you know, Roman Reigns, the big dog, nickname. Then kicks Jay in the face. Uso rolls out of the ring, and we are told that the match between these two is up next. Damn. Felt like they were going to put this match on hold, from what I was told. Could you imagine Jey Uso selling an RKO? Well, considering Brock's merchandise disappeared, and then I imagine it got sold. Anyways, we got Jey Uso versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Almost got his name wrong. Almost. That was that close. Nakamura and Uso immediately lay into each other with strikes. Nakamura takes Uso down with a shoulder tackle and a snapmare, pinning him for 2. Nakamura goes in for a slide, or side headlock, however you want to call it. Uso pushes off and takes Shinsuke down with an elbow. Uso picks up Nakamura and hits a scoop slam, then pins him for 1. Uso picks up Nakamura and they trade strikes again. Uso wipes Nakamura hard into the corner, then picks him up. Nakamura takes Uso down with a spinning heel kick, then knees away at Uso's midsection. Then Nakamura hits an inverted suplex, then lays into Uso with knees again. Nakamura kicks away at Uso, then gets him in a chin lock. Jay fights to his feet, but Nakamura hits him with knees to the head. While Nakamura is taking down Uso, that's what I like to say, my favorite, Uso. You know what I mean? Cesaro's music hits. Nakamura is slightly distracted, but Nakamura instant hits a running sliding kick to Uso. Cesaro seems to be coming down to help Nakamura as he walks towards a downed Uso on the outside. And Nakamura rolls back into the ring, and we go to commercial. Back from commercial break, Cesaro is on commentary, and he says that he is there for his friend to support him. Cole accuses him of not being there for Nakamura last week. Folks, after this review, I will be looking at the chat to see who's commented. So, everybody that's in the chat, stay here, man. And everybody that's just joining the chat, welcome. LaShawn Folk, welcome to the chat. Anyway, Cesaro says that the Thunderdome is a large place and he couldn't make it down on time. Cesaro says that he will enter the Royal Rumble back in the ring. Uso is kicking and stomping away at Nakamura in the corner. The ref pulls him away, but he comes back and keeps stomping away. Uso runs at Nakamura in the corner, but Nakamura hits a running knee to Uso's face. Back to his feet, Nakamura kicks away at Uso, taking him down with a knee to the midsection and a sliding knee to the head. Uso fights back, but Nakamura hits a sliding snap German suplex, pinning Uso for 2. Nakamura goes for a back suplex, but Uso fights back and hits a Samoan drop, pinning Nakamura for 2. Uso picks up Nakamura, but Nakamura fights back with strikes. Uso comes back with a back suplex into a neck breaker, pinning Nakamura for 2. Uso thinks about going to the top rope for a frog splash, but Nakamura rolls away from range. I was thinking wide range. Anyway, Nakamura instead goes to the top and hits a kick at Uso from the top rope himself. Nakamura lines up for a Kinshasa, but Uso catches him with a super kick. Uso goes for this frog splash again, but Nakamura catches him with his knees up. Nakamura runs at Uso in the corner, but Uso dodges and rolls up Nakamura. He puts his feet on the middle rope, and the referee catches him, stopping the count. Uso argues with the referee. Nakamura grabs Uso and spins him for a Kinshasa. Nakamura picks up Uso for 3. Now, Cesaro gets in the ring and celebrates. We are told that Bianca Belair would be a guest on Bayley's new talk show, Ding Dong Hello, later tonight. Now, my thoughts and comments and reaction to this Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jey Uso match. It was a great opening match to hook us in. The return of Nakamura's original theme is a very welcome move by the WWE. Only solidifies my theory that Nakamura is set for a big confrontation with Reigns down the line. Now, maybe, folks, even at WrestleMania, Uso continues his streak of fantastic matches, all the while teasing several confrontations within the Royal Rumble. Now, I doubt this is the last we'll see of Uso, seeing as Cesaro has a match with Bryan. Well, that was the last. I don't think it was, though. In my opinion, I don't think it was, though, to be honest. That happens to be someone else's opinion. My opinion, I don't think it's the last of him. I mean, let's be honest. He's been hanging around Roman Reigns since Roman Reigns turned heel. He ain't going to stop hanging around his cousin. He's never going to stop hanging around his cousin. He's not. Oh, man, I hate to put these women on my TV, but I got to. I'm talking about these 3 women. The 3 worst examples of the SmackDown Women's Division. Anyways. Yeah. This is not going to be the last we see of Uso, guys. No, it's not. He's still going to be hanging around his cousin, and he's going to continue to be a main event star. Probably until the WWE turns Roman Reigns back face. More than likely. Anyways, backstage, Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, which we haven't seen do nothing on TV lately, as of late, talk about Pearce's history as a wrestler. Sonya says that she has seen Pearce wrestle, and she thinks he could win. Pearce says that he is no longer that guy. Paul Heyman shows up and hands over a contract to Pierce. He says that the match has become a no disqualification match. But Paul says that it was for the benefit of... Oh, man, this is just fucking hilarious. I just laughed seemingly out of nowhere. This is just fucking hilarious that this is a Roman Pierce feud. Why does Pierce have to be added to the Roman and Kevin Owens feud? Why? Why has he got to be involved? He's the unofficial GM of Raw and SmackDown. He's not a wrestler. What the fuck, Bruce? Oh my God, this doesn't tell you how dumb Bruce and Vince is. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you all that outside of that. But after Paul said that it was the benefit of Pierce, Pierce didn't believe it. He thinks that the stipulation was added so that he could be injured, which is what Paul wants. I wish he'd said that to Vince. Vince needs to get injured for making these fucking shows complete garbage every week. Especially Raw. We all know that fucking show sucks every Monday night. Even if you put the Monday Night Messiah on that show, the show still sucks. Even with Buddy Murphy being put to Raw, that show would still suck. That's just like putting Titus O'Neil on SmackDown. SmackDown would still be bad outside of Roman Reigns. Titus Catering. I originally thought Apollo Crews was going to go back to Titus Catering, but I was wrong. He actually won his match against Sami Zayn. I got to give him a round of applause for that one. Woo! Good for Apollo Crews. But he's getting another opportunity, which that means he is going again right back to Titus Catering. Yep, right back to Titus Catering you go after you lose to Big E again, Apollo. That's how you know Bruce don't care about young talent. Bruce despises NXT talent. He doesn't give a shit about NXT talent. When Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley gets called up to the main roster, you know they're gonna get fucked. They're gonna lose on their debuts. You know they're gonna fuck them up. They're gonna fuck their run up on the main roster. They're gonna mess up their entrance. You know, because they did that to Keith Lee. I'm surprised they didn't mess up Matt Riddle's entrance. I don't think of it. I mean, I know this is not Monday Night Raw, but just saying. And you know something else? We have yet to see Aleister Black get used on TV because of Vince and Bruce. All because of those two individuals, man. And you know who else we haven't seen on TV? Aaliyah Mysterio. But I don't think she needs to get used on TV. WWE doesn't need her. Well, why does WWE need her back on TV for? Oh, you want to know who else? You want to know who else wasn't on SmackDown tonight, folks? Not only was Aleister Black not on SmackDown tonight, but also Buddy Murphy wasn't there tonight. I wonder what they are doing with Buddy Murphy. Makes me wonder, man. What are they doing with this guy? I'll tell you who I didn't enjoy seeing on my TV. That's this woman right here, Billie Kay. The Moronics. You know the rest. I'm not gonna say it. But Pierce didn't believe what Heyman said, guys. He thinks that the stipulation was added so that he could be injured, which is what Paul wants. He signs the contract anyway and hands it back to Heyman. Commercial break. Back from commercial. Jey Uso was arguing with Charles Robinson, the referee who stopped the count apparently during this match. What a fucking loser that referee is. He says that he had Nakamura pinned, but Robinson is saying that Uso had his feet on the ropes. Uso threatens that Robinson will be fired. Oh, that's funny. I wish he said that to Bruce. Oh, man, that'd be real funny. That'd be real funny. I wish he said that to Vince, too. Especially Bruce. Bruce the one that needs to be fired. Bad as he's burying this NXT talent on the main roster. Holy shit. For real. And then you got all these people on Twitter blaming Ringside News for the article that they tweeted out about Brody Lee and his wife. Here's a fucking clue, IWC community. Apparently, you all don't realize that Dave Meltzer, you fucking mesmerizing geeks in the community. You guys in the chat saw my tweet on the article, right? That article on Brody Lee. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up real quick, cause I feel like it needs to be heard. You remember that article on Amanda Harbor denying reports on Brody Lee having pre-existing condition? Remember that one? Yeah. So, why isn't anyone blaming Meltzer? Didn't my sources, my good old friends Ringside News, just told me in a message on Twitter? And they did. They told me that Dave Meltzer was the one who reported it. The IWC community is getting at these guys for absolutely no reason. I can't see how they're getting it. I can't see how the IWC community are getting at Ringside News over this. Dave Meltzer is the one to be blamed for reporting this shit, not Ringside News. Dave fucking Meltzer. You fucking geeks. Get that through your freaking heads. Road raging meth heads on Twitter. Just thought I want to freaking throw that out there. I hope Ringside News is happy hearing this one. Because I believe them. I believe Dave Meltzer is the one to be blamed for reporting it. They're reporting this article, this crap, this bull crap that I've seen on Twitter. This article, this whole freaking article that I read. Oh my god, man, this IWC community is full of fucking idiots, for real. No shit. I've seen the community, man, it is full of fucking idiots. No shit. This community is. This community needs to get it together. Seriously, man. Get it together. Stop trying to blame Ringside News for over something that they didn't report. That's just like you accuse. That's just like Joey and all the other people in the IWC community accusing JD of this sexually harassment Alexa Bliss bull crap. No, that was all an accident. That wasn't on purpose. What he did, what he said about Alexa Bliss. All he was doing was speaking true facts as a podcaster. Yeah, you all want to go shit on you want to go shit on the only #1 greatest podcaster in the IWC. The only guy who legitimately knows what he's doing as a podcaster. Yet you want to go shit on him because he's shitting on WWE. He's not the only one that's shitting on WWE in the community. I've been shitting on WWE for over freaking, 12, 11 months now? Jesus Christ. Hey, there's other people in the community that shitted on WWE besides JD and everybody else. So don't go and shit on him because he's shitting on WWE. He's shitting on WWE for a legitimate reason, because they are failing. This company is fucking trash and they are failing. And they don't even know it. This company is completely bankrupt, folks. I don't think anybody in the community understands this at all. Just like they were bankrupt when they wasted Bray Wyatt on TV in his match against Goldberg at Super Showdown. Yeah, remember that one? Oh my God. Fuck Bill Goldberg. Worst jackhammer in fucking modern history, man. The worst jackhammer he ever delivered to Bray Wyatt. Now, he's in a title match against Drew McIntyre. A title match that Goldberg never even earned. Why is he being brought up anyway? There is plenty of other talent in that locker room that deserves the title besides Goldberg. Fuck Bill Goldberg. Seriously. My God, man. Bruce and Vince can't be any dumber, man. I'm telling you. They just can't be any fucking more retarded than what they are. Seriously. I'm not a toxic. I'm not a drunk. I don't drink. I don't smoke, folks. I'm just speaking true facts. All right? Tone it down. I love some of the people in the IWC. I respect a lot of the people in the IWC. I'm not no sex offender. I'm not no freaking criminal. I'm just a guy that's just telling the truth, putting the answers out there, speaking the truth for the greater good. That's all I'm doing. Just like I respect, love, and care about my people of Colombia for the greater good. Now, as I was saying, let's get back to what I was reading here. So, apparently, we got a recap of the events over. Now, the Street Profits are interviewed backstage about their match. They were asked if it was wise to put their titles on the line against Ziggler and Roode division. The only Raw tag teams in the division is the Hurt Business New Day. Bruce and Vince, we all in the community, I'm sure, have said this plenty of times. I just want to say it again to get it off my chest. Please merge the freaking Raw and SmackDown men's tag team divisions. How can you not listen? How do you not merge? How can you not sit there and listen to all these podcasters say merge the men's Raw and SmackDown women's divisions? When we mean merge the SmackDown and Raw men's divisions, men's tag team divisions, we mean that. Seriously. Merge the Raw and SmackDown men's tag team divisions. Seriously. There is no legit tag teams on either division besides 2 tag teams in both divisions. Now, the NXT tag team division is looking better than the Raw and SmackDown tag team division. That's what Bruce and Vince gets for overlooking the NXT in their fucking roster. Anyways, the Street Profits are interviewed backstage about their match. They were asked if it was wise to put their titles on the line against Dolph and Roode. They said they were not scared to put their titles on the line. They said that they were champions for over 30, or actually over 300 days, because they were beating everyone that challenged them. They said that they are going to win their titles back, and they want the smoke. We want the smoke. And it's Street Profits, man. They are one of the best tag teams on the SmackDown roster, man. Don't shit on these guys. They are good at what they do in the ring. Just like the same as Bianca Belair. She's good at what she does in the ring. Their entrance is good. Their promos are good, man. They are legit. They are one of the greatest tag teams on that roster. I think they are the only tag teams going outside of Rude and Ziggler. I don't know about Rude and Ziggler. I don't know about them. Rude and Ziggler are not really, well, they are now. They weren't, at first they weren't a tag team. They are now. They are an official tag team. Dirty Dogs. I wonder what y'all still think of that name of the team. Let me know in the comments or in the chat below what y'all think of that name. For Rude and Ziggler, that team name. Dirty Dogs. You all think it's fittable for them? You all think it suits them well? What do you all think? You guys in the chat, what do you think? So, backstage, Roman Reigns is speaking to Apollo Crews about something. I wonder what that something was. Heyman comes in and hands the Pierce signed contract to Roman. And then all of a sudden, something interesting. We seen someone interesting sitting beside Roman Reigns. And it happened to be Crews. Crews gets up to leave, but Roman tells him to stay. And that he might learn something. Could WWE be in the works of turning Apollo Crews heel? If they do it right. You know, if they turn Apollo Crews here, they're gonna change his interest, and change everything about him. Heck, they could change his fucking wrestling skills. Heck, they could change his character. Who knows? But I think WWE's working on turning Apollo Crews heel so he can be a full-fledged heel for SmackDown. That's what I'm thinking, in my opinion. Let me know in the chat or in the comments below what y'all think WWE's going to do with Apollo Crews' heel turn. Heyman tells Roman about how the match has become a no disqualification match. Roman says that he wants a last man standing match. Heyman says that Pierce will never go for that, but Roman says that Heyman will make him go for it and make him sign it in the ring. Roman tells Paul to handle it. He hands him the contract and goes back to talk to Apollo Crews about something that is inaudible. So we got Natalya with Tamina ringside versus Liv Morgan with Ruby Riott and Why do I need to say her name? I don't like her. I'm not a fan of her. But yeah, Natalya with Tamina versus Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott and Billy Kay. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all hear it twice as nice. That's Billie Kay right there. Get her off my TV, Bruce. Kay has a new look. Who gives a shit? And is trying to really hard to fit in with Morgan and Ruby Riott. Well, it ain't working. Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, I saw that tweet of somebody. I saw that tweet. They had that look like, oh, hell no. This ain't working. Get her out of our group. Billie Kay does not fit with the Riott Squad. Please, for the love of God, somebody keep this woman off TV. We don't need to see her on TV. She is not entertaining. She is terrible, annoying. Her Australian accent is already terrible enough. It's not entertaining people. Instead, it is fucking giving people a headache. Nobody in the IWC wants to see Billie Kay, well, besides the Billie Kay version IWC geeks. You know what I'm talking about, right? I'm sure Justin knows what I'm talking about, too. My moderator, Justin. Seriously, nobody wants to see Billie Kay on TV, man. Please, Bruce and Vince, keep her off TV. Nobody legitimately gives a shit about Billie Kay. Oh, that reminds me of a new hashtag. I got a new hashtag, folks. And you want to know what that new hashtag is? Hashtag fuck Billie Kay. Oh man, I gotta tag JD's. I gotta tag JD's name in the tweet, man. I gotta tell him, man. I just came with another new hashtag, man. Get this. I'll be like, JD, get this, bro. I just came up with a new hashtag. Hashtag fuck Billie Kay. Oh man, am I a fucking genius, folks? What do you guys think of that? Man, that sounds legitimately awesome, man. Really? Legit, man. For real. I love it. Woo, I feel good, man. Oh, man, I bet the Wyatt Squad's getting a kick laugh at this, hearing this. I gotta imagine Liv Morgan laughing, falling off her seat. So, Billie joins them on commentary. Oh, God. I know Michael Cole, he probably like, Michael Cole probably had that look like, oh God, I gotta sit with Darren Billie Kay at commentary. Oh, why I gotta sit with this loud ass fucking witch? Why I gotta sit beside this bitch? Oh, man. I mean, let's be honest. Alexa Bliss is way better than Billie Kay. And I'll tell you who else is better than Billie Kay. Bayley, Banks, and Bianca combined. Oh yeah, guess who I would rather pick over Billie Kay? The android. Yeah, I know you're shocked to hear me say that, but Charlotte Flair is better. Between Charlotte Flair and Billie Kay, Charlotte Flair is better than Billie Kay. Be honest. I gotta pick Charlotte Flair out of Billie Kay. And of course, between Sasha Banks and Billie Kay, I pick Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks, Bayley, Bianca Belair, the Wyatt Squad. All 5 of these women are better than Billie Kay combined. Seriously. So once Billie Kay, or should I say fuck Billie Kay. Hashtag fuck Billie Kay is on commentary, and Morgan and Natalya trade strikes. Morgan runs the ropes and hits a Hurricane Rana. Morgan then catches Natalya with a back elbow. Morgan hits a monkey flip on Natalya, but Natalya keeps a grip and takes her down. Then hits a wheelbarrow into the top rope, pinning her in the corner. Natalya hits a suplex, then goes for another, but Morgan rolls Natalya up for two. Natalya gets Morgan in position for a backbreaker submission. Who fucking cares? Nobody gives a shit. I'm pretty sure nobody wants to hear this, but it has to be read. My job, man. Fortunately. Morgan fights back with an elbow to the head. Liv rolls Natalya up for two. Again, boring. No, Liv Morgan's not boring, but Natalya is. Liv Morgan, she's great. I love what she does in the ring. I'm a huge fan of Liv Morgan. Anyways, I always been a huge fan of her. I'm sure she knows that. Anyways. So then kicks at Natalya and takes her down with an enziguri. Morgan hits a running knee to the head of Natalya, then stomps away at her. Natalya trips Morgan up and sends her into the corner. Natalya rolls her up for two as Billy Kay. Hashtag fuck Billy Kay runs up to the side of the ring. Morgan hits a lung buster on Natalya, then pins her for two. Billy Kay runs at the ref again, but Tamina shouts at her. Billy Kay tries to run from Tamina, but does so by running into the ring. She distracts Morgan, and Natalya is able to surprise Morgan with a roll-up, pinning her for three. Man, oh man, fuck Billy, hashtag fuck Billy Kay, man, brilliant hashtag. Great hashtag. I'm actually going to tweet that out on Twitter when I'm doing my review. I'm serious. I'm actually going to do it. Because I want to see who's going to fucking retweet it. I'm be like, if you don't give a shit about Billy Kay, if you're not a fan of Billy Kay, retweet this. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to tweet out, if you're not a fan of Billy Kay, retweet this. Hashtag fuck Billy Kay. Yep. Man, I'm such a devil. Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott are both furious at Billy Kay as Billy tries to plead her case with them. Just like the fact that she doesn't even have a bass to her voice. She can get a taste of this fucking middle finger that I'm sticking up, saying fuck Billy Kay. Because she's fucking god awful. Now, my thoughts and comments on this match, well, you probably already know what my comments and thoughts are going to be on this match. I mean, does anybody care? Does anybody care about this match? Probably not. I know I don't. Oh my goodness. I mean, Billy Kay, for that matter. Oh my god. They are fucking terrible. Seriously. To me, it's terrible as Nia Jax. Billy Kay was not a joy. She was fucking terrible. Her antics were not hilarious. They were fucking boring. I hope this doesn't lead to anything significant. I am concerned with these segments on these shows, folks. Seriously. I'm concerned that it's leading to something with Billy Kay. And I hope it's not leading to her getting a women's title opportunity, because that would be fucking embarrassing. That would sit a lot of people unhappy, man, if she gets a title opportunity. Seriously. Anyhow, moving on. We see a recap of the match between Corbin and Mysterio from last week. Who fucking cares? The match was fucking boring. The match this week was twice as boring. Was twice as complete garbage. But Rey Mysterio, I can't call him garbage because he's one of the all-time greats. He actually used to be one of my favorite superstars, male superstars. Used to be, anyway. I still love what he does in the ring, though. His Hurricane Radas, his baseball slide, his fucking 619. I still love the moves he does in the ring. He still got it. He still does. I think he still should be in the Hall of Fame, too. I think Dominique would be a future Hall of Famer when he gets older, if they keep him long enough. If they use him right on TV. If they put titles on him. Let him win titles. All the titles. So, Mysterio and Dominique come down to the ring for Mysterio's match with King Corbin, which was after a commercial break. Did I say it right, folks? Yes, I think I did. Commercial break, Rey Mysterio versus who I like to call WWE's typical freaking garbage, King Corbin. Because that's what he is, complete garbage. Anyways, I mean, his attire's not. I love his attire, but he himself just, you know. I don't like the crown he's wearing on his head. It makes him look like a fucking cheeseburger. Makes him look more like a hamburger. At least that's what the size of his head looked like anyway. If anything, the size of his head looks like a chicken biscuit. One of those things where it just be like, you're Nicktoons. So, Mysterio hits a Hurricane Rana on Corbin into the corner. But Corbin takes Mysterio down in the corner. Corbin taunts Dominique, who is sitting on commentary. I don't know how Dominique handled commentary. Corbin hits a back suplex on Mysterio, pinning him for 2. Corbin goes for another back suplex, but Mysterio verses it into a bulldog. Corbin tosses Rey out of the ring in the direction of the commentary table. Corbin hits Mysterio with a clothesline, then shoves Dominique at ringside. Corbin tosses Mysterio in the ring and pins him for 2. Corbin picks up Mysterio and chokes him against the ropes while staring at Dominique. Excuse me. Corbin picks up Mysterio and hits him with a hard right, then taunts at Dominique more. Mysterio hits a dropkick on Corbin, taking him down, then following it up with a senton. Folks, let me remind you, this is the same match we've seen the last 14,000 times. Or should I say 4,000 times? Folks, for real, we've seen this match about 2-3 times on the show, man. If it's, like I said, I've said this last month on my NXT Raw reviews. If it's not a feud, it doesn't make sense to book the same match. If it's a freaking feud, okay, I get it. It makes sense to book a match like this. It makes sense to book the same match since it's a feud. But if it's not a feud, don't book the same match on the show. Obviously, to me, they're not feuding. It's like they just randomly booked this match as if it's a feud. When we all know it's not. We're not stupid. WWE's trying to get us to believe that they're going with the Ray and Corbin feud again. But instead, they're focusing on Dominique and Corbin rather than the Mysterio family. That's what I'm thinking. Which, same shit still, with Dominique in it. You know. Nothing's gonna change. So it's gonna be the same old shit, same agenda, as always. Corbin picks up Mysterio, hits him with a right, hard right, then taunts at Dominique more. Mysterio hits a drop kick on Corbin, take him down. I think I already read that, but oh well. Then following it up with Senton, Mysterio then runs the ropes and goes for a crossbody. Corbin catches him, but Mysterio Hurricane Rollins Corbin into the middle rope. Mysterio runs it. Corbin for a 619. Booty 619, you know what I'm saying. But Corbin catches Mysterio and hits him with deep six. Is anybody a fan of Corbin's deep six? Anybody in the chat? Yes, no, maybe so. Anyways. Then pins him for 2. I know I'm not. Corbin runs out of the ring and tries to run back in. But Mysterio catches him with a kick. On the outside, Corbin hits Dominique with a right hand. Mysterio kicks Corbin on the outside. Corbin gets back in the ring, and Dominique looks to follow him in. Mysterio keeps Dominique out of the ring on the apron. But Corbin pushes Mysterio into Dominique, kicking him, or should I say knocking him, off the apron. Then hits Mysterio with End of Days, pinning him for the win. Now, the focus of this feud seems to be on Dominic and Corbin, which I am not glad, because this feud, number 1, is boring. Number 2, it's the same feud, except Dominique is in this feud, is in this Ray and Corbin feud, and not the Mysterio family, and not Seth Rollins or Buddy Murphy. So, it's focused on Dominique and Corbin rather than the Mysterio family, this feud is. Now, I don't know if Corbin's going to be a great opponent for Dominique or not. But as far as him taking the lead in promos, oh my god, his promos are so fucking terrible. Corbin's promos. Why is anybody praising Corbin for his promos, man? I'm not. He sounds fucking terrible with his promos, seriously. He needs to work on his promos more. He really does. He always has terrible promos every fucking Friday nights that he's on our TVs in the ring. Seriously. He could make Dominique look great, but I think he's going to make Dominique look bad. With, again, his terrible promos and what he does in the ring. You know. I mean, there has been a strong suit of Corbin in the past. I'm hoping this doesn't lead to Ray and Dominique versus Corbin and someone else. Oh, Lord, I'm thinking it's going to be either Corbin and Seth Rollins teaming up. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be. Oh, Jesus Christ, I hope not. I hope this doesn't lead to Corbin and Seth Rollins or Corbin and Murphy teaming up. I hope not. Oh. WWE just seem to be running out of ideas, man. They got a lot of ideas, they just don't want to use it. They're just secretly keeping them secret. They got more ideas. They're just not bringing it out. They just don't want to go with those new ideas. They got something up their sleeve, man. Something tells me they're hiding something. Seriously. Something tells me WWE Bruce Vince are hiding a lot of ideas that they got. Still not doing it. But honestly, it could lead to Ray is, I guess, a good move. I mean, I'm just saying it to say it. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm just saying it just to say it, folks. What do you guys think? Do you guys think having Dominic on the show is a good move? Please, you know what to do. Comment in the chat or comment down the section below if you think it's good to it's a good move to have him on the show. Now, we got the Ding Dong Bailey talk show. But before all of that, we got Adam Pearce backstage. And he comes across Paul Heyman. He asks Paul if Roman signed the contract. Heyman says that there was a wrinkle. Paul says that Roman didn't sign because Roman didn't agree to a no disqualification match. Duh, obviously. Paul Heyman says that the match is now a last man standing. We already knew that because we all watched the show, I'm sure. I know I did. I don't know if you all did. Probably, though. Y'all probably did watch it. Pearce opens the contract and looks at it. But Heyman says that Pearce can take his time to look over it and he can bring up any questions face to face with Roman Reigns when he signs the contract in the ring, which he did. At the end of the show, Kevin Owens ended up coming out as Adam Pearce's replacement to sign, which we're going to get to that in a minute. A ring crew are setting up a prop door for Bayley's show. Ding dong, hello. That came up next after a commercial break. So, backstage, Mysterio and Dominique are talking as Mysterio tries to talk him out of picking a fight with Corbin. Mysterio says that if they want to take him out, if they want to take Corbin out, they know just the guy to talk to. What, a doctor? Oh! I have an idea of who they are referring to. Buddy Murphy. Please tell me they are not going with Buddy Murphy versus Corbin. Oh my goodness, man. This storyline needs to go. It already needs to go. There's already issues in this storyline already. I feel like. They're gonna go with the same WWE, still going with the same agenda, man. As always. It never fails, man. Folks, it never fucking changes. It doesn't. It gets so fucking boring. So in the ring, we got the role model, the former SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley, in the ring. Not to mention she was a former Raw Women's Champion, too. Yes, folks, we got Bayley. She was all dressed up in suit, dressing up nice. She was hosting her premiere episode of Ding Dong. Now, I don't know if that was a good title for her to title that show or not, but she went with it. So, yes, it was an episode Ding Dong Hello. So Bayley calls down Bianca Belair as her first guest for the show. Excuse me, I am a little tired. Bianca grabs a mic and goes to sit down. She makes Bianca use the fake door, and Bianca takes Bayley's chair when she walks in. Bayley congratulates Bianca on her Chronicle episode on the WWE Network. She says that she has a special sneak peek of Bianca Belair's Chronicle episode, but it was a clip of Bayley pinning Bianca Belair from a month ago. Oh, real funny, Bruce. You had to show that, didn't you? You had to write that on your fucking piece of paper, on your piece of script, didn't you, Bruce? Yeah, very funny. Ha 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 ha. Fucking idiot. For 4 weeks, Bianca Belair has been completely wasted and buried. Now you're telling me that going from that to showing a clip of her getting pinned by Bayley, that is just so disrespectful to the EST of WWE. Really is. Not right. Real funny, Bruce. Bayley asks Bianca about why she is called the EST of WWE. Bianca says that is because of her accolades outside of WWE. Well, duh. Don't you think? I mean, she has ran track. Bianca says she does work out too. But anyways, Bianca says that she isn't doing it to brag. She says that she is just being herself. That's something good to say. I mean, she is telling the truth. She was being herself. She was herself in NXT. She's still herself on the main roster. But getting wasted 4 weeks in a row is not doing any good. It's making her look like a complete embarrassment. Losing twice every week on SmackDown. Because of Bruce, WWE, Vince, and Bruce, and creative. Bayley says that if Bianca is the best and she beat Bayley, or actually, Bayley says if Bianca is the best, she beat Bianca, doesn't that make her the best? Bianca challenges Bayley to a rematch, but Bayley says she already beat Bianca. She proposes an obstacle course challenge between herself and Bianca accepts. I told you I was right, folks. We got the Bianca Belair Bayley feud continuing on SmackDown. So the feud's going to continue, I guess, all the way to the Royal Rumble. Or may continue all the way to WrestleMania. Who knows? But I like it, man. This feud's going great so far. But Bianca Belair losing. She needs a win over Bayley The win over Bayley would this a win over Bayley. This would be the biggest win of Bianca Belair's career. Again, a win over Bayley would be the biggest win of her career. Now, a pretty quick segment that didn't really have much in substance, folks. But it was really entertaining for what it did have. Now, one of the concerns I'm sure some of the people in the IWC had was that when Bayley broke up with Sasha, is that she might lose her newfound confidence on the mic. But this segment completely disproved that. Bayley led this with ease. Now, folks, I'm not entirely sure about the obstacle course challenge, but I think these two can certainly pull it off. If it's done in a similar style to this segment, in other words, if it's done right, Bruce. God, I hope he gets fired. So we got Daniel Bryan training backstage earlier with Chad Gable and Otis for their Royal Rumble appearances. Bryan is asked about his training with them, and he says that he loves training with them because of how motivated they are. Caleb Braxton asks if Bryan's loss to Shinsuke was a blow to Daniel's confidence. Daniel says that he has nothing but respect for Shinsuke, and he thinks that Nakamura feels the same way. Cesaro interrupts and says that Bryan doesn't speak for Shinsuke because Bryan, former WWE champion Bryan, yeah, Bryan isn't Shinsuke's friend, but Cesaro is. Cesaro says that Shinsuke was just shaking Bryan's hand last week out of pity. That was something clever to say. Cesaro then makes fun of Alpha Academy training. Bryan gets in Cesaro's face, and that was the setup for their match last night. So we got Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro after a commercial break. Before that, Bryan comes down to the ring, and his match with Cesaro was next. So, yes, Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro. Cesaro and Bryan lock up. Bryan pushes Cesaro off. Cesaro takes Bryan down with a shoulder tackle. Bryan takes Cesaro down with an arm drag. Cesaro backs Bryan into the corner and then hits him with an uppercut in the corner. Cesaro whips Bryan into the corner, then runs at him, but Bryan dodges. It hits an arm breaker. Ladies and gentlemen, join the chat. Welcome. The review's not done yet. The review's still continuing. Bryan maintains a hold on Cesaro's left arm, manipulating the wrist into the submission. Cesaro fights to his feet and scope slams Daniel Bryan. Cesaro kicks at a downed Bryan, then picks him up. Bryan fights back, but Cesaro takes him down. Bryan rolls Cesaro to the mat, and Cesaro lands hard on his neck. Cesaro rolls to the outside, and Bryan hits a dive to Cesaro on the outside. Bryan picks up Cesaro and strikes away at him, then pins him against the ring post on the outside. Bryan hits Cesaro with a few yes kicks on the outside, but Cesaro ducks one and Bryan kicks the ring post hard, sending him to the ground as they go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, back live, Cesaro is in control of Bryan in the ring, which I figured was going to happen. Heels are always in control after a commercial break. As always seems to be the case for both brands, for all brands anyway. Cesaro picks him up and they trade uppercuts. Cesaro whips Bryan into the corner, but Bryan flips out and takes down Cesaro with a drop toe hold. Then gets in a yes lock. Cesaro powers out of the hold and swings Bryan, then locks in the sharpshooter. Bryan reaches for the ropes and Cesaro grabs that arm, going for a crossface. Bryan uses that opening to go for a yes lock, but Cesaro reaches the bottom rope with his foot. Bryan sets Cesaro on the top rope. Bryan goes for a Hurricane Rana, but Cesaro blocks and hits a vertical suplex on Bryan from the top rope. Cesaro pins Bryan for two. Cesaro picks up Bryan and goes for the Gutch Neutralizer. I'm sure you all know what that is. I'm sure you all seen that move on TV before. Cesaro does it all the time. Bryan blocks and tries to backslide Cesaro into a pin. Bryan kicks Cesaro in the head. Both men fall to the mat. Bryan runs at Cesaro, but Cesaro pops Bryan up into an uppercut, hits him with a neutralizer, pins him for the three. And that was it. Now, this match was a fantastic match, interestingly. We interestingly saw Bryan lose once again, following his loss to Nakamura in the Gauntlet match last week. Now, we could be seeing Bryan feuding with Cesaro over the next few weeks, or even taking a few losses with Cesaro over the next few weeks, or even taking a few losses to some more Rumble entrants before finally getting his comeuppance in the match on January 31st. I'm all for these pay-per-view quality matches from Bryan every week, but WrestleMania 37, which I think is going to happen. It's got to happen. It needs to happen. If that doesn't happen, I will be very disappointed. I'm sure my buddy JD from New York. J to the D over there. Yeah, I see him. And he sees me. Sees me. I see him as a. He sees me as an inspiration. Well, I see him as inspiration. Anyways. We got the Carmella interview. Sasha challenging Reynolds. Makes me wonder if this Reynolds guy is a wrestler or not. Where is he from? Jamaica? He sure look like he got his diamonds from Jamaica. Or diamonds from Africa, more than likely. So, backstage, Kayla Braxton interviews Carmella. Carmella immediately starts running down Sasha, saying that Sasha hasn't been seen since she pinned her 2 weeks ago. Sasha comes out of nowhere and attacks Carmella. Reynolds stands between them and stops her from getting to Carmella. Sasha says Carmella can have a match. Match against Sasha if Sasha can have a match against Reynolds first. Apollo Crews comes out for a match against Sami Zayn, which that was up next after a commercial break. So after a commercial break, we see a clip from Talking Smack last week when Paul Heyman was giving Apollo Crews a peep talk, motivating Crews to do better and come back when he wins a title. Now that seemingly angered Apollo Crews, which it did. I mean, you could tell by his face shaking. You could tell that his face looked like it was turning red. Like his head was going to explode like a volcano. Just like my head explodes like a volcano when Monday Night Raw is complete garbage every week. It's like my head explodes like a volcano when I get anxiety. Constantly, sometimes. Now, Apollo Crews versus Sami Zayn. Zayn comes down with the same documentary camera crew as last week. We see Big E at ringside, longing on a couch at ringside. I bet he's enjoying sitting on that couch, enjoying the action too. Apollo Crews immediately runs at Zayn, hitting him with a release over the head German suplex. Zayn clotheslines Crews over the top to the outside. Zayn and Apollo are fighting in front of Big E and the commentary crew. Apollo gets to the announce table and hits a moonsault onto Zayn. Crews tossed Zayn back in the ring. And Crews goes to the top rope. Zayn blocks it and crushes Crews on the top turnbuckle. Zayn pins Crews 3 times, getting a 2 count each time. Crews hits Zayn with a release German suplex. Then a step up enziguri and a standing moonsault. Zayn rolls up Crews for a pin. Zayn is grabbing the ropes, so the referee stops the count. Zayn hits an exploder suplex on Crews into the corner. Zayn runs at Crews for a haluva kick. But Crews dodges and rolls up Zayn, but grabs the tights. The referee doesn't see Crews grab the tights, and Crews wins. My thoughts and comments on this be the spark that can turn him into a full-fledged, enduring performer that he's been on the cusp of being for so long now. Crews beat Zayn with a roll-up with assistance from grabbing the tights, a move seemingly inspired by his chat with Roman Reigns earlier in the night. Crews takes on Big E for the Intercontinental Championship again next week, and what I imagine will be an unsuccessful challenge that leads to Crews' complete heel turn And I, for one, am all for this fresh coat of paint character-wise for Cruz. What do you guys think? Are you all in for Cruz's heel turn? Please comment down. All come down to the ring together. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table. The only best thing going for SmackDown. At least I had cable watching this show. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to watch it. We got Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Noose, all come down to the ring together. Pierce comes down with the contract. He sits down at the desk in the ring, contract in hand. Heyman is presuming Pierce to sign the contract, and Uso picks him up out of his chair. Pierce comes around to the other side of the desk as Roman sits at the head of the desk. Pierce opens the contract and signs it, then slides it over to Roman Reigns. Roman signs it, then stares at Pierce while he hands the pin back to Paul. Pierce grabs the contract and says, "I've waited all night for you to do that." Roman gets a strange look on his face as Pierce quickly walks out of the ring and up the ramp. As he nears the top of the ramp, he stumbles and limps. He talks about how he has a knee injury that has kept on him on the worst time. He says that all WWE contracts say the same thing. Cards subject to change. He says that as a WWE official, he will find a suitable replacement. Since he might not be medically cleared to wrestle, he says that he has a suitable replacement in mind. He gestures to the back. And you want to know who that suitable replacement was, folks? It was none other than Mr. KO. Kevin Owens comes out. Owens signs the contract with a big smile on his face. He looks at Roman in the ring, and Roman looks despondent as SmackDown goes off the air. Folks, I loved the ending. It was a great twist to end the show. That was expertly built up through the night. Pierce's almost attitude at Roman Reigns, and Heyman's manipulation of the stipulation suggests that something was up, and Owens returning to replace him was a good surprise. Now, I am slightly disappointed that we won't get to see Roman. Well, I ain't that disappointed that we'll get to see Roman completely run through Pierce. But he and Owens will have a good match instead. I and everybody else, I'm sure, in the community would like to see Roman and Owens feud in after the Rumble, though, so that Roman can start building up towards his big WrestleMania match with there being so many options at the moment. I think his big WrestleMania match with Daniel Bryan for the Universal Champion. That's what his big WrestleMania match is going to be with. Daniel Bryan. Because I sure hope it's not the Messiah. I'm hoping it's Daniel Bryan, not the Messiah. Not Monday Night, not SmackDown, Friday Night Rollins. I'm hoping it's Daniel Bryan instead of Friday Night Rollins. In my opinion, it should be Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns for WrestleMania 37 rather than Goldberg versus Roman Reigns for WrestleMania 37. Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan for WrestleMania 37. Book it, WWE. Great idea. It's a good match. Think about what that could do for the WrestleMania 37 raise of viewership. Think about it. Think about it. This match could gain more viewers, more audience. It makes sense. The feud should be good, though, too. They need to make sure they do the feud right and not ruin the feud. Folks, this was a okay show from the Blue Brand. It wasn't great, it wasn't good, it was okay. Okay show from the Blue Brand with loads of story, progression, and some killer matches. I mean, what more can you ask for? Daniel Bryan and Cesaro, I'm sure, has been one of y'all's favorite TV matches in a while. Billie Kay was terrible, fucking terrible as always. Her alliance with the Wyatt Squad, I don't agree with it. I don't like it. Adam Pearce did deliver a brilliant twist to get himself out of Roman Reigns' trap at the Royal Rumble. Bayley best. Bianca Belair. She beat Bianca Belair in that. Most of the matches had roll-up finishes. But those aside, SmackDown this week was okay. It was okay and entertaining again. Wasn't the greatest, entertaining. And folks, that's all I got to say. So that's going to do it for your January the 15th, 2021 SmackDown review. If you enjoyed this review, hit that thumbs up. It helps me, it helps the channel, and it certainly helps. It certainly helps me, it helps the channel, and it helps my live streams. And it helps the videos as well. That's what I was trying to get out. I just couldn't. But, folks, England Wrestling News is getting the hell out of here because my eyes is feeling tight. I am tired as hell. Plus, I'm going to be streaming some Naruto Old Dominion Storm 4 this evening. Not this afternoon, because this afternoon I'll be streaming some Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. But at this evening I'll be streaming some Naruto Old Dominion Storm 4. And of course Sunday, I said that already, I'll be streaming some Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, helping people with their peril quests. And I might do a few single battles along there. And I'm gonna do some computer battles, you know, do some practice, some training, you know what I mean, on there. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this review. I felt like I did good. I feel like I made this review somewhat make sense. And I try to make it entertaining. I try to make you people laugh a little bit, a tiny bit. But mostly on this, I was very serious on this review. Because some of this stuff on the show was actually okay. I was being very serious and honest when I say that. Well, folks, I hope you all have a good weekend. I'm getting out of here. Peace. Take care. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, man. Turn on the bell for notifications. Don't forget, my Monday Night Raw review will be live this Monday night. My very first AEW Dynamite review will be live on YouTube either this Wednesday night or this Thursday night. Man, I sure wish Anna Jay was on the show this week. Anyways, folks, my NXT review will be live, as always, and SmackDown. Next Friday night will be live. WWE Smackdown live stream will be live next Friday night as well. So I got a whole bunch of content coming to the channel, folks. So again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for notifications, man. Follow me on Twitter at England Wrestling. Follow me on Twitch at England Wrestling News. Especially follow me on Twitter if you want to know if you want to follow me on Twitter for the latest WWE AEW news. You have to definitely follow me at England Wrestling for that. Because I do be on Twitter sharing all that. Sharing ringside news, articles, and stuff. Tweeting. Just the typical tweeting and stuff. And I be on Twitch streaming. But I'm getting out of here. Peace. I have nothing else to say. You all have a good day. Justin, thank you for my moderator. Justin, thank you, man. I really appreciate you for being here monitoring the chat. Making sure no disrespectful YouTube hacking hackers comment on my chat and try to shit on my channel. Because that's exactly what they did 2-3 weeks ago. So I gotta give a shout out to my #1 YouTube moderator, Justin, for monitoring the chat. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming to monitor it. LaShawn Folk, nice to meet you, man. Thank you for joining the chat, man. I really appreciate you for coming. William, I appreciate you for coming and joining the chat, too, for my SmackDown review. Thank you all so much for coming in and joining me for my SmackDown review. I really appreciate it. And have a good weekend. Peace. I'm out of here.